There's a lot that still needs to be learned on the ramifications and implications of a lot of these things. To me, it seems like pretty much common sense in a lot of ways, but it is nice to have the hard science and the data and all the experiments to say, this is the brainwave activity that's being, disrupted, or these are the neurochemicals that are being released when you do this, which is not great, and all these things. Just more evidence, especially for the skeptics or the people that they're not so intuitive about life, and like they might go outside and they might look at the blue sky and see the beautiful birds flying and the amazing geometry of the trees and smell a plumeria flower, and it's kind of like it's not really that exciting to them. But the reason why it's not that exciting is because they've actually been kind of dumbed down, or they've been made to be a little bit dull in their perception of these natural things that actually should be appreciated and be grateful for, right? Mm-hmm. So they've gotten to the point where they just kind of take things for granted because they're being hyper stimulated by these devices and these environments that nature can't compete with in that particular way. But in the end, just like we talked about before, with our discipline and our sacrifice of the moment, is that these other activities and environments that have been around for forever are actually our go-tos for truly healthy environment. So what I encourage people is that if you really want to have a really productive life, because sometimes people are like on their phones and they're watching the screens and they're doing this stuff and they want to earn a lot of money and they want to have a great marriage and they want to perform and think and all this kind of stuff. That has its place. These are tools that you can use, but don't neglect all the other tools that have nothing to do with technology. So you're going to get your super high quality, clean foods full of vitality, preferably more on the organic side and the wild side and the raw food side, just to get some actual, vibrance and life inside you, and get outside and get some. I'm super intentional about, I'm like driving along, and sometimes I have to drive a few hours for work. And I'll just pull over on the side of the road because I have 15 minutes till the next meeting. And I'll just walk. Because we have beaches and oceans all around us, I'll just walk up and down and I'll breathe the fresh air and I'll look really intentionally out far into the ocean. Just look around and just have this kind of appreciated attitude and think about life. And it's just another one of my habits that's just helping me perform better than a lot of people that aren't even thinking about this.
Yeah, because if you're looking at a screen, you're not thinking. You're seeing the images. It's bouncing off your eyes and your brain. You're hearing the sound, so you get this double stimulus. Then there's some sort of emotional response. That's why you're looking at it, because it's making you laugh. It's making you angry. It's making you sad, right? All these content creators were experts at creating stuff that's gonna grab your attention and keep it. And then next one. And next one.
Yeah.
You're not thinking. You're not really using that muscle of thinking, and you're using like your body. It's like using your brain, but it can be exhausting. We've all done it, I'm sure, but an hour I'm on TikTok, just like awesome thing. Wow, that's awesome. Wow. After an hour, I'm just like, it's just like,
yeah.
Oh. Whoa.
Right.
It's like, what? Where was I for like an hour?
Yeah.
It's pretty intense.
Yeah. Another crazy, tricky thing about it too is that I actually haven't done this yet, just so you know, because I just didn't plug into TikTok and Instagram until recently, only for my business. And so I finally, because of my business, started looking on it. And then I caught myself after maybe 3 or 4 minutes that it was actually feeding some really fun, interesting thing. There's this one called Respect. And you may have seen this before. And it's really the only one I like that I could kind of doom scroll on just a little bit. But I really catch myself because I don't want to be part of that world at all. But this one's fun because it's really athletic. So these are some of the like wildest athletes. So a person will like do the splits while standing with one foot on a unicycle and then be able to go across like a tightrope. Like it's impossible, dude. It looks so incredibly cool, and they'll just send me these. So that's like kind of fun, but still it could be really unhealthy if you do that for too long. It doesn't matter how cool it is. It's not really education to me,
right.
And so one of the issues though is that because these companies have gotten so good with their algorithms as far as feeding you what you like, if your taste is low quality, it's not educational, it's not helping you go towards your goals at all, then that's the feedback loop you'll be in. So you'll just be this kind of going nowhere person that's addicted to this thing that's just, hijacked your brain and your mind, and now it's locked you in to no growth mode.
Yeah.
So for the person at least that's in a growth mindset that wants to become a better version of themselves, they want to have a better physical situation and better nutrition and all these kind of things we talked about. My phone feeds me the latest neuroscience and the latest nutrition. So even though it would still be not super beneficial for me to just keep going on that too long.
Right.
Because usually what I do is just podcast and I just put it on the side of the car and I'm just listening and I'm driving and I'm seriously considering it. Right. So I'm not getting stuck in this weird thing. But at least all the stuff that does feed me, even the little shorts, it's all this educational stuff.
Right.
So that's a tough situation too.
Yeah, I mean, that's it. It's almost like you described like the device is like your mind. It's like, it's like the mind feed. It's like whatever you're putting in,
right.
It's coming back.
Yeah.
It's not like it's just in there and there's no repercussions. It's all coming back. It's in there. It's it's our consciousness.
Yeah.
We're embedding it in there, and we develop a taste for it.
Yeah.
And if it's not a taste, and if it's not something beneficial, sure, it's great to be informed. If that information is going to inspire you to go help people and maybe, do something, but is it? We have to be aware of that. Otherwise, it's dragging us down.